Kanya baba mora mane iha nahi sukha. Brahmanera pratijanaya yehi bada dukha. Kanya baba mora mane iha nahi sukha. Brahmanera pratignyaya yehi bada dukha. Kanya baba mora mane iha nahi sukha. Brahmanera pratignya yehi bada dukha. Kanya Baba, I shall get the daughter. Mora, my, mane, in the mind. Iha, this. Nahi, is not. Sukha, happiness. Brahmanera, of a pure Brahmana. Pratignya, promise. Yaya, become lost. Ei, this, bada, very much, dukkha, unhappiness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, I am not thinking to become happy by getting the daughter as a bride. I am simply thinking that the Brahmana has broken his promise, and that is giving me. So there are a few verses before this. I think I shall start reading with the translations of those. Yes, we are starting from verse number 79. Okay. The elderly Brahmana thought, since Lord Krishna is he will certainly come to prove my statement. The atheistic son thought, it is not possible for Gopal to come and bear witness. Thinking thus, the father and the son agreed. The young Brahmana took this opportunity to speak. Please write this down on the paper so that you may not again change your word of honor. All the assembled people got this statement down in black and white, and taking the signatures of the agreement from both of them, served as the mediators. The young Brahmana then said, Will all you gentlemen present please hear me? This elderly Brahmana is certainly truthful and is following religious principles. He had no desire to break his promise, but fearing that his kinsman would commit suicide, he deviated from the truth. By the piety of the elderly Brahmana, I shall call the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a witness. Thus, I shall keep his truthful promise intact. Hearing the empathetic statement of the younger Brahmana, some atheists in the meeting began to cut jokes. However, someone else said, after all, the Lord is merciful, and if he likes, he can come. After the meeting, the young Brahmana started from Vrindavan. Upon arriving there, he first offered his respectful obeisances to the deity and then narrated everything in full detail. He said, "My Lord, you are the protector of the Brahmanical culture, and you are also very merciful. Therefore, kindly show your great mercy by protecting the religious principles of us two Brahmanas." Today's verse, "My dear Lord, I am not thinking to become happy by getting the daughter as a bride. I am simply thinking that the Brahmana has broken his promise, and that is giving me great pain." Purport. It was not at all the intention of the young Brahmana to get the daughter of the elderly Brahmana in marriage and thus enjoy material happiness and self gratification. It was not for that reason that the young Brahmana went to Vrindavan to ask the Supreme Personality of Godhead to act as witness. His only concern was that the elderly Brahmana had promised something, and if Gopal did not bear witness to that transaction, then the older Brahmana would incur a spiritual blemish. Therefore, the young Brahmana wanted protection and help from the deity. The young Brahmana was thus a pure Vaishnava, and he had no desire for sense gratification. He wanted only to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the older Brahmana who was also a Vaishnava and very much devoted to the Supreme Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandamatam. Janmadiyasya yatanvayaditarathascharteshva swarat tene brahmaradhayadi kavaye muyanti yatasuraya tejo vari mradam yathagnimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakvakam satyam param dhimahi dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastamatra vastu shivadam tapotrayanulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paririshvara Sadyo Radya Vridyatra Kritibhi Sushubhistakshana Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukamukhadam Ritram Vasanyutam Pipat Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Vibhavuka Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschad Deshatarine Nityananda Maham Nomi Sarvananda Karamparam Harinama Pradam Devam Avaduta Shiromanim Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hema Divya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprem Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Before I begin, I want to offer my respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and especially all the senior devotees, seeking their good wishes and blessings. So in the last chapter, we saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he narrated the pastimes of Madhavendra Puripath. And in this, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking, Nityananda Prabhu and others who accompanied him in his journey to Jagannath Puri, they were all listening to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here, now Nityananda Prabhu is speaking about Sakshi Gopalji and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all others, they are hearing them. So when Nityananda Prabhu, he toured all over India to various places of pilgrimage. Nityananda Prabhu, he also came to Sakshi Gopal, this particular place. And there he heard about the beautiful narration of this pastimes of this deity. And that's why now here Nityananda Prabhu is able to narrate to everyone, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and others, about this wonderful and sweet pastimes of the two Brahmanas and a deity. We also have so many deities here, right? So today we are going to discuss how a personalized relationship is very important for each devotee to develop with the Lord. All of us as devotees, we have attraction to the particular form of the Lord in the heart. And how can we develop a relationship with the Lord? We will try to discuss on this subject matter today. So, but before we could come to our discussion, let us try to summarize of what we have going through for last few weeks. So formally, at Vidyanagar in South India, there were two Brahmanas. One was the old Brahmana in age, and one was the young Brahmana. And they visited various places. This Brahmana wanted to visit various places of pilgrimage, and there was nobody to accompany him because his sons were busy with different things. So this young Brahmana, he said, okay, I will serve you. I'll be very happy to accompany you and go around with you to different places. So they went to Gaya, they went to Kashi, they went to Prayag, and finally with great pleasure they came to Vrindavan. And after reaching Vrindavan, they did 84 course Brajmandal Parikrama. And after visiting the 12 forests, at last they came to actual town of Vrindavan. And they happened to be situated in a place where Gopalji, the deity of Gopal, was situated. Now, after taking bath at different places in Yamuna, Keshi Ghat and Kalia Ghat and different places, every day they used to come and take darshan of this Gopal deity. This Gopal deity was situated to the present Govinddev temples in that area only. So the Sakshi Gopal deity is a Brajvasi. But he is going to go to Odisha now. So, once the two Brahmanas, young and the old Brahmana, they're talking to each other. And the old Brahmana said that I am very, very pleased with your service. I mean, such kind of service you have rendered to me, selfless service, that even my son is not going to render to me. Sometimes it happens that even when someone's son and daughter, they are not so kind, but if they're associated with some devotee circle, they show so much love and affection and care that they feel very, very indebted to those devotees as well. So this old Brahmana was very indebted to this young Brahmana. This young Brahmana took care of everything, all aspects, washing his clothes, cooking for him, taking care of him, everything, all aspects were taken care of. And making sure that his journey from Vidyanagar to all these places and to Vrindavan, everything was comfortable. He assisted in all the ways. And naturally, when someone is serving you by so many different ways, selflessly, without any motive, it is natural that this Brahmana was very pleased and satisfied. And this old Brahmana said, I want to give you something. I said, the young Brahmana said, I don't want anything. I'm just doing because you're a devotee of the Lord. And I'm happy to serve you. But the old Brahmana said, no, I want to give you something. He's saying, I want to give my daughter in charity to you. Kanya Dan. And the young Brahmana said, what are you saying? Kanya Dan? Look at your status and look at my status. We both are Brahmanas, but you are very rich. You are very knowledgeable. And I'm very poor. I'm a foolish person. I'm very ignorant. And look at my clothes, look at my family. I'm very, very poor. It is not possible that your family will agree to this. And the old Brahmana said, family? I am the seniorest person in the family. Whatever I say, everybody follows. The young Brahmana said, Baba, this is not the situation. You go back, discuss with your family, then you make such promises. No, I am making the promise now. Acha. You are making a promise. But just we, both of us, promise somebody has to witness. So this Gopal deity, old Brahmana, the young Brahmana is saying, if you want to give charity to me, your daughter in charity to me, then you have to promise in front of this deity, Gopal. For devotees, deity is present. They have faith that Krishna and deity are not different. For Mayavadis and from atheists, things are different, but for the devotees, Krishna is present in the form of Narasimha. He is present here. Gaurnita is there, Sitaram Lakshman is there. So they are personally present here. So for devotees, their vision is different. So they said, both agreed. And the old Brahmana said, Oh Gopal, this young Brahmana has served me so nicely. So today in front of you, I am promising that I want to give my daughter in marriage to this young Brahmana. And the young Brahmana said, Gopal, keep this in mind, that you are the witness to his activities. And if he refuses in future, I am going to come and ask you to come and give witness to this particular thing. And the discussion over, and the young Brahmana again started to serve the old Brahmana very peacefully, very lovingly. And in this way, they both came back to Vidyanagar. Sometimes what happens when we promise certain things in a certain time, place, circumstances, when we go to a different place, things change. We make big promises. But then when the situation changes in our life, we land in a difficult situation. How to keep the promise? And then the devotees are also in dilemma what to do. So this old Brahmana, when he returned home, he was looking for an opportunity to how to put this in front of the family members. Because he knew that if I put it, I think I did a mistake by not consulting my family members. But he knew very well that this young Brahmana today or tomorrow is going to come. And he is going to ask me, hey Prabhuji, you promised your daughter in marriage to me. Now what is due me? Why are you quiet now? So he's going to come. See, this old Brahmana called everybody, all the family members, they came together and he presented the situation. Look, I was on a pilgrimage with this young Brahmana. He served me so nicely. And he served me so nicely that I wanted to give him something. So I decided that our daughter, I'm going to marry him. And as soon as he said that, the whole family got mad for him. He said, are you okay? The son started screaming at the father. Are you mad? You are going to give my sister to that beggar who doesn't have a house, who wore torn clothes, and that nonsense person you are going to give? He said, no, he's a Brahmana. What Brahmana? How will he maintain my sister? By begging? He doesn't know how to get the food for the evening, and you want that my sister should go in marriage to his house? And then old Brahmana said, who was there? Who was there when you made this promise? He said, Gopal. Oh, Gopal! Gopal क्या करेगा? He was atheist. वो पत्थर क्या करेगा? What will that stone do? And that too, he is far off. He is in Vrindavan. How can he give witness here? And this old Brahmana, sometimes a son, they are so dominating that they even dominate their father, their parents like that. And that is a saddest situation for the parents. When your son, whom you took care of their life, who right from the beginning of their small childhood you took so good care of them, you put all the efforts to make them into a qualified person, put all their efforts and money, and when that same son, when he reciprocates and chastises the father and mother, that is the saddest day in their life. Yes, that is the saddest day in their life. Who would like to see, which spiritual master would like to see a disciple shout at the Guru? Which parents would like to see their children shouting at their father and mother? And this old Brahmana kept quiet, leaving it to everything to Gopal. But he prayed sincerely that, Gopal, please keep my word. I'm helpless, but please keep my word. And then next day, the next very day, that young Brahmana came. And as soon as the old son, the son told the Brahmana father, so you just have to say, you don't remember. Because he said, I'm not going to lie. Whatever happens, I'm not going to lie. He said, you're not lying. You're not lying. He gave an example, just like Yudhishthira Maharaj. He said, Ashwathama, the elephant has died. But he said in such a way so that Dronacharya gets convinced that his son Ashwathama has died. So that's not lie. So you just have to say, I don't remember, and rest, I will take care. I know how to argue and how to fight with these people. So next day, the young Brahmana came. This son, he took his father and said, what is the conversation? What was the promise? Dear father, do you remember anything? He said, no, I don't remember anything. And then he took out a stick and he wanted to beat that young Brahmana. And that young Brahmana ran. But the next day, the young Brahmana brought the villagers, all of them. Sari panchayat betha di usme. He brought everybody. And he came in front of that house and he said, this old Brahmana has promised his daughter to get married to me. Now why is he keeping quiet? And the whole discussion went on, and it was then the whole discussion was brought into panchayat, and there was an agreement. What was the discussion? What was the agreement? Who was the witness? Gopal. So if Gopal comes and gives witness here, then this matter will be settled. That was the final conclusion. And where is Gopal? In Vrindavan. But this young Brahmana had full faith in the deity. The deity will come, that is not a problem. Deity चल के आ जाएंगी, कोई problem नहीं है. Problem is something else. You should give in writing that all our discussion, put it in writing, so that if Gopal comes, then you shall not change. So this young Brahmana, he had so much faith that deity will come. But for us, that is the problem. How will deity speak? How will deity come? But this young Brahmana had so much faith, unflinching faith in the Lord, that is not a problem. Gopal ji will come. and everything, all the agreement was written, all the witnesses signed, that if Gopal comes, gives witness, then what will happen? This marriage can be performed. The Brahmana said yes. The old Brahmana also said yes, if Gopal comes, I will give my daughter in marriage. And the son also said, hey, DT kahan se aayega? So he also said, no problem. How can DT speak? How can a stone speak? It's not possible. So I also agree to this. If Gopal comes here, I am okay to my sister to get married to you. And everything was settled. Now, this young Brahmana started from Vrindavan. He goes there and he meets the Lord, presents the whole situation to the Lordships. Now let us try to get into some insights of this wonderful pastimes. Now both the Brahmanas, these are some important points to consider. Both the Brahmanas were pure Vaishnavas. Pure Vaishnavas means they don't have any tendency, material tendency, and neither they had any desire for material enjoyment. The younger Brahmana, why was he so inclined to taking special care of this old Brahmana? The young Brahmana took special care just to please Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, what does Krishna says? In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is in the 11th canto, it is said that Mad Bhakta Pujya Dhyadikaha, that serving the devotees, serving my devotees, I will be very pleased. So, this particular young Brahmana was serving the old Brahmana, understanding and having conviction that he is a pure devotee. And so by serving him, my existence will be purified. And what else? The Supreme Lord will be pleased with that. So, in this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that the younger Brahmana, in his heart, he had no other material desire, that he wanted to steal his money or do anything. His only desire was to please Krishna. He understood this philosophy and this Siddhanta, that by rendering pleasing service to a pure Vaishnava, a pure Brahmana, he will get unlimited benefit of Krishna Prem. And that's what he did. So, because the young Brahmana served with this desire, because the young Brahmana served the old Brahmana with this desire, Gopal agreed to come because both the intentions were pure. Why did Gopal agree to come? Because there was no contamination in the heart of the young Brahmana, there was no contamination in the heart of this old Brahmana. Both were pure-hearted, and that's why Gopal said, I will become the witness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would certainly not like to hear. Now this discussion is going on between whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is listening to this discussion. So we should know that this discussion, although it is a marriage discussion, but it is not an ordinary discussion. You can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would certainly not like to hear a ordinary married shadi kaise ho gayi. How a marriage takes place between two people. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like to hear that, who himself has come in the form of taken the form and a mood of Srimati Radharani, and he is coming and listening to a marriage. Was this the reason that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? Will he like to hear any mundane topic of a marriage of an ordinary boy and a girl? No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would certainly not like to hear such marital dealings unless they were exchange of a pure Vaishnavas. So marriage arrangements and the ceremony, they are like karma kanda activities. You know, the whole marriage ceremony ritual is a part of a karma kanda. Narottam Das Thakur says karma kanda, jnana kanda, keval vishaya bhanda. So as devotees, we are not interested in these karma kanda activities. For a Vaishnava, karma kanda and jnana kanda sections are unnecessary aspects of his life. But sometimes we see sadhus, saintly people, they also visit the marriage of devotees. Why? We see sannyasis also visit. And some people who don't have proper understanding about this, they start criticizing. But we should know that people who don't know the Vaishnava philosophy, an outsider also, they might criticize this thing. But we should know that these two, boy and girl, they are devoted for the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are devotees. And to encourage them, sometimes the senior sadhus, the devotees, they go to the such marriages to encourage them, to give their blessings, to their good wishes. So this is a part of encouraging such Vaishnavas to continue on a new journey. So that, and many times we see these Grahasthas have done incredible service to our society, incredible service to the movement. So this is very important. So we have experienced, Prabhupada also used to perform such marriages also. And so many our present Vaishnava acharyas, they also do that. This is to inspire them and encourage them. Now, Krishna, why is Krishna helping this? Because there is a personal relationship has developed between the Brahmanas and the deity. So in our temple, in our house, Krishna is there in the form of deities, because he is present. And Lord Krishna accepts this whole temple as his family. When Krishna is there in the house of the devotees, Krishna considers that family as his own. And similarly, the devotees, for the Grahasthas, they should also consider Krishna as a part of their family, and in that mood they should serve. Because the Lord considers that family, the Lord, he is here in this temple, so all the devotees residing in this temple, the Lord considers that this is my family. Where is the proof? Pitamaha Bhishma says, Yam manyase matulayam priyam mitram srotam akaro sachivam dutam sauhadata sarathim. Pitamaha Bhishma, what is he saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj? Yudhishthira, this Krishna, whom you consider as your maternal cousin, whom you consider as your very dear friend, Arjuna and Krishna had a very intimate relationship. They used to eat together, they used to sometimes do all the activities together, go around, and Krishna used to like spending good time with Arjuna. He was a well-wisher, he was a counselor, and also he went as a messenger to convince Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana so that there can be peace. So Krishna performed all kinds of services for the devotees. So when Krishna is when we are staying with Krishna here, we are staying with Krishna actually. And Grahasthas also, when they have Krishna in their house, Krishna Balaram, Radhesham, Gaurnitai, so they are actually staying with Krishna. And so Lord in the house or the Lord in the temple is also their family member, is also their well-wisher, is also their benefactor, just like Krishna was for the Pandavas, Krishna is also for us. In the same way. Same way. Krishna, when Rajaswa Yajna was going on, for the pleasure of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna managed the whole Rajaswa Yajna, and especially the Prasadam department was taken care by him. And he even did not hesitate to lift the leftover plates of the sadhus. And he used to even take care of the footwears of all the sadhus, all the rishis there. He used to personally take care of them. So Lord Krishna did all these menial services for Yudhishthira Maharaj's love. Because he considered himself as a part of the family. And that's why he did everything out of his love. And so we need to understand that the practice of worshipping the Supreme Lord in the form of a deity, of a stone, of a wood or a metal, is strictly in line with the scriptural injunctions, and one should not consider this as an idol worship. During this Lord Rama's temple opening, many in this news channel were saying Rama's idol, this is not an idol. This is a deity. This is Krishna in the form of the deity. Still, these news channels, they don't understand this. They consider the ordinary idol and the Lord Ramachandra in the same way. No. Krishna, this is a deity, Lord Ramachandra is a deity. Since we cannot see Krishna in the material world because of our condition, the Lord assumes and takes the form in the form of the Gopal, Jagannath, Radha, Parthasarthi, Gaurnitai, Sitaram, Narasimhadev. The Lord comes in that form because we cannot see the transcendental form. Because of our conditioning, we cannot see the transcendental form of the Lord. That's why the Lord has to come. And one should not think that Krishna to be stone or a wood. Because Krishna is always Krishna. When Krishna was killing Putana when he was 6 days old, and when Krishna was speaking Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in both the scenarios, Krishna is Krishna. His supreme personality of Godhead is all powerful Krishna in all the circumstances. Similarly, Krishna in the form of a deity and Krishna himself are not different. They are all powerful. One should not think that Krishna's form of wood or stone is not Krishna. It's Krishna is Krishna. He may be in the form of a stone or a wood. He is all powerful. And by serving the deity, by serving Radha Parthasarthi, one associates with Krishna directly. When that serving by coming every day, taking darshan of the Lord for years and years, one develops natural attachment to the deities. And the Parthasarthi also develops natural attachment by seeing his devotees every day. So the devotees get attached to Krishna and Krishna also gets attached to devotees. So when the devotee leaves that body, what happens? Krishna misses them. And Krishna says, hey, you come to my abode and continue serving me. So a devotee should not think, here is a stone Krishna. For although because Krishna is everything, Krishna is also in the stone and in the deity as well, and Krishna in the form of a stone, it's not an ordinary, it can do everything as Krishna can do personally when he was present in front of Arjuna. It can do everything the same way. So we have seen in this particular incident how Sakshi Gopal, he walked all the way from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar. We see that. If Krishna was just a stone, how could I walk? No, Krishna was not just Krishna, it was Krishna. When he came and he was talking to Krishna, Sakshi Gopalji said, how can I walk? Are you okay? You want me to walk to Vidyanagar? Are you okay? And then he said, if you can talk, you can walk. So if you can talk, then you can walk, and please walk. And they had some conditions, how they will walk. That's all fine. But Krishna agreed to walk. He has unflinching faith in the form of the Lord. There is a very beautiful pastimes in Vrindavan. There is a temple called a Sneha Bihari temple. In Bankandi Mahadev Lane, there is a temple of Sneha Bihari. There is a deity of Sneha Bihari. And there was a devotee called a Sneha Bihari Das. So Sneha Bihari Das served the Lordship in a mood of friendship. And once he was offering his puja to the Lord, and by mistake, what do you say for the peacock thing? Moorpank did hit the nose of the Lord. And the Lord got very upset with him. And the Lord slapped him. He said, you nonsense, you cannot take care of these things while serving me. Sneha Bihari Das got offended by his friend. Sneha Bihari Das kept everything as it is. He went to his room and said, you figure out how you're going to get worshipped. I'm going. He went, he fasted, did not eat anything, did not drink anything. He was just on his own, not even looking at Krishna. And Krishna was thinking, oh my God. After 3 days, this Sneha Bihari Dasa's spiritual master, this is a true story, yeah? You can confirm. My spiritual master also narrated this story, and I have confirmed this with the temple, and they all said, yes, this happened here. So Sneha Bihari Das, his spiritual master arrived and he went for the darshan of the Lord of Sneha Bihari and he saw that, oh, all the paraphernalia and everything is just lying just like that and no worship has been happening, looks like for the last few days. What's wrong? Where is Sneha Bihari Das? He looks and he's upset, grumpy. So what happened? He said, Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. Gurudev, this thing happened and I don't want to serve this Krishna. Why he has to beat me? I'm serving him, doing everything for him. इतना ठंडी में खड़ा रहता हूँ मैं, गर्मी सहता हूँ, ठंडी सहता हूँ, सब कुछ करता हूँ. And now this little here and there happens and he slaps me. Look! And Gurudev understood this is a serious matter. He said, I will talk to him. So spiritual master goes and says, Mr. Sneha Bihari Prabhu, what's the problem with you? Kyun mara? Why did you beat him? You have to say sorry to him. Unless you say sorry, your worship is not going to start and I am not going to be here. So you have to depend on him. So you figure it out what I have to do. And the Sneha Bihari Prabhu said, okay. And he said to Sneha Bihari Das, I'm very sorry my dear friend. Dobara nahi karunga. So he was very happy and enthusiastic and he again started, Sneha Bihari Das again started serving Sneha Bihari Prabhu and the service began again. So the sweet dealings are there. These Mayavadis and these atheistic people, they who accept the Lord in the temple as an ideal, so they cannot understand all this intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotees. But actually, just like Krishna comes, he takes various incarnations as Matsya, Varaha, Vamana, Ramachandra and different incarnations. So Krishna is also, this is an Archa incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like for Prahlad, Narasimha appeared, right? Similarly for all of us, Radha Parthasarthi has kindly appeared in this world for our benefit. And so that we can offer our prayers, we can offer our heartfelt offerings to the Lord, and the Lord accepts, reciprocates with us. And dear devotees, Lord also reciprocates. Many of you, when you have prayed to the deities, prayed to Radha Parthasarthi, Parthasarthi has reciprocated to you, have fulfilled your desires, and have made his presence in your life very clear. I am there. I would not like to usually tell these things, but there was a practical incident which happened in my house. I received Nitai Gaurachandra in 2004 from my spiritual master. And there was only one who I was serving, my lordships. And my father, although we are from Brahmana family, my father did not have so much faith in the deity form. And he said, I don't know if the deity, if this Lord is there in this. So, but I used to have a procedure I used to put every day the Lord to sleep in the night, wake them up, I had all the services. So one day I was stuck in temple and I could not come back. And my temple was around 25 kilometers, so I could not come to my home to put my lords to sleep. So I had no option, but I had to tell my father to do that. So I explained him what he has to do. पहले आचमन कर लेना, भाव शुद्ध करना मन में, उसके बाद अच्छे भावना के साथ सेवा करना. And I told him, explaining everything what he has to do. He had no faith. And this was something which turned his life, transformed his life, this particular incident. So, when he went, he did his asman and all the procedures and everything, and then when he approached the Lord, he made the bed ready and he approached the Lord to put them to sleep. I used to physically put them to sleep. And as soon as I touched the Lord, he got the current. he could feel, he said, oh my God, the Lord is present. And he could again touch and he could feel that as if you're touching a person. So Lord actually reciprocated to him. When he put them to sleep, he called me and he said, Rajan, my pet name is Rajan. Rajan, oh Krishna, Hare. Look, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? मतलब क्या हो गया? Krishna is there. What are you talking? He said, I touched the Lord while put them to sleep and उन्होंने करंट मार दिया मेरे को. I could feel their presence. I said, कृपा हो गई. Till date, he might not be chanting 16 rounds, he just chant 2-3 rounds, but till date, as soon as our deities are in Vrindavan, whenever he comes from Mumbai, first thing he does is, he has developed that faith that Krishna is there. And recently got rescued from a big, he was in a critical situation, he got rescued from the deathbed. So his faith more increased in the Lord. So many things happened that now his conviction that Nitai Gaur Chandra ghar pe rehte hai. Bas. That conviction came. So when Krishna is there in our temple is there in the life of a householder, that's an incarnation which the Lord takes for that devotee, for that family, for all of us. It's not just idol, it's a deity. Krishna is there in the form of the deity. And we cannot, our situation is that we cannot see even the spirit soul which is there in our body. And when somebody leaves the body, we even don't know what happens. We can't even see where that soul is going to go. That's our situation. That is our condition. So that's why Lord has very kindly come in the form of the deities. He is coming to accept our services, our devotion, our prayers. Every day, for years, there are devotees who are here. For years and years, they are taking darshan of Radha Parthasarthi. And every day, the darshan is fresh, new. And even in morning, afternoon, evening, whenever we come and see the Lord, we feel happy and fresh and new. Why? Because Krishna Chidananda, this vigorous Satchidananda, transcendental. It's not ordinary. That's why we derive more and more happiness from it. Whenever we come and see the Lord, we get more and more happiness. The Lord is always smiling. And dear devotees, whenever there is a difficulty with the devotees, even the Lord also is in tension. When the devotee is in tension, Lord is also in tension. If there is any certain scenario in certain temple, in the temple or the householder life, if there is some issues in the house, then the deities also is very cautious of, my devotee is in trouble, how can I help them? So the Lord also is always thinking like that. Initially when somebody starts worshipping the Lord, they might not have faith. I'll just complete my class in just 2-3 more minutes. They might have faith initially when they start worshipping the Lord. But the devotees tell them, chant this mantra, offer like this, offer tulsi and everything. Do all the procedures. So they do. They don't have faith, but still the Lord accepts that offering which they are making. And gradually, the Lord puts that devotee into certain situation where his faith in the Lord increases. His devotion increases, his attachment increases. And that relationship, after gradually serving for so many years, he becomes so attached to the Lord. And the Lord becomes so attached to the devotee that when the devotee leaves the body, he continues his service in the spiritual world. So, I think my time is up. There is a lot to speak, but thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna. I speak Hindi.
Anything, Prabhuji, no problem.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
हरे कृष्ण।
तो प्रभु जी ने अपने अनुभव से भी जो बातें बताई हैं तो बहुत ही ये रोमांचक है और बहुत ही हर्षवर्धक बातें बताई। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके प्रवचन के लिए। तो यहाँ पर एक और भी दूसरा बिंदु भी है कि ब्राह्मण प्रतिज्ञा जाए, यही बड़ा तो है। ब्राह्मण का जो है इस प्रकार से ब्राह्मण के 3 स्तर होते हैं, वेद वैष्णव। तो वैष्णव ब्राह्मण सबसे ऊंचा स्तर है ब्राह्मण का। तो उसकी जो है प्रतिज्ञा चली जाए, ये बड़ा दुख है। तो ये जो है मतलब एक स्वाभाविक एक गुण होता है वैष्णव ब्राह्मण का, कि उसकी प्रतिज्ञा चली जाएगी। तो कुंती महारानी का भी इसी प्रकार से चरित्र आता है। जिस समय वो एक चक्र ग्राम में थे और एक घर में रहते थे, और फिर बाद में जो है वहाँ गए जहाँ राजा द्रौपद के जो है महल में द्रौपदी का सुरक्षा हो रहा था, और वहाँ पर एक कुंभकार के घर में ठहरे थे कुंती महारानी। और ये ब्राह्मण के रूप में थे 5 पांडव, और द्रौपदी को जीत के लाए, स्वयं जीत के लाए। तो माता कुंती जो है बहुत थकी थी और विश्राम कर रही थी, और अर्जुन द्रौपदी को ले आए स्वयं से जीत करके, और माता कुंती से कहा कि माता देखो मैं कितना अच्छा पुरस्कार लेके आया हूँ। तो माता कुंती जो है बोली कि बेटा तुम जो है 5 मिलकर के बांट लो। और जैसे ही माता ने कहा अर्जुन, हाँ माता तुमने क्या कह दिया? जब माता जी बोलती अरे मैंने क्या कह दिया? अब इसी बात की चिंता हो गई कि माता की आज्ञा का जो है कैसे पालन होगा, कैसे उनके वचन को सत्य किया जाए। तो 5 भाइयों को और कुंती 6 को जो इसी बात की चिंता हो गई कि अब ये वचन कैसे सत्य होगा। तो ये यहाँ पर भी जो है तरुण ब्राह्मण है, वो वृद्ध ब्राह्मण की प्रतिज्ञा को जो है कि चिंता कर रहे हैं कि उसकी प्रतिज्ञा की रक्षा कैसे होगी। और यहाँ पर माता कुंती ने भूल से कह दिया, उनको पता नहीं था कि मतलब ये एक पत्नी है। तो उन्होंने कहा कि 5 भाई मिलकर के बांटो। अब कोई चिंता हो गई है ना। तो व्यास जी स्वयं प्रकट हो गए। व्यास जी जो है अंतर्यामी है, वो सबके हृदय की बात जानते हैं, वो तुरंत प्रकट हो गए। और व्यास जी कहा कि नहीं, कुंती ने जो कुछ कहा है ऐसा ही होगा, और द्रौपदी का जो बात है 5 भाइयों के साथ होना। तो यहाँ पर तरुण ब्राह्मण की कोई इच्छा नहीं है कि उसको इंद्री तृप्ति चाहिए और जो है पत्नी चाहिए, उससे कोई इच्छा नहीं है। इसी प्रकार 5 भाई 5 पांडव हैं, उनमें भी कोई ऐसी मतलब वो नहीं है, आकर्षण नहीं है कि सुंदर द्रौपदी है तो उनकी पत्नी बने और इंद्री तृप्ति करें। तो 5 भाई केवल एक चिंता है, सत्य की चिंता है। तो एक बहुत बड़ा गुण है ये, तो भगवान के साथ अगर हमें संबंध बनाना है तो हमें भी जो है कुछ इस प्रति विचार करना चाहिए कि हम क्या बोल करते हैं। जो भी बोल दिया है ना, तो कुछ चिंता नहीं, कुछ करते बोलते कुछ करते कुछ। तो ये भी जो है गुण है कि सत्य सार सम, जैसे सत्य गुण बताए हैं कृपाल लोग सत्य सार सम। तो सत्य सार है ना, तो हमारे जीवन में जो है सार जो है हमें जी सत्य होना चाहिए। तो अगर चिंता नहीं करते, जो बच्चे हैं जो बोल देते हैं और जो करना है करेंगे, करते कुछ है बोलते कुछ है। तो ये भी जो है मतलब एक आवश्यकता है कि हमारे चरित्र में चीज़ हो तो फिर भगवान ने हमारे चरित्र में आते हैं। कबीरदास ने तो एक दोहा भी लिखा है, सांस बराबर तप नहीं, झूठ बराबर पाप, जाके हृदय सांस है ताकि हृदय पाप। तो कबीरदास जी हम अनुयायी नहीं हैं, तो भी कोई बात है इसमें ये है कि भैया अपने व्यवहार में भी अगर आप सत्य का पालन करते हैं तो इसलिए आप जो है भगवान के निकट आते हैं। हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद। एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। ग्रंथराज भागवतम की, शिव ब्रह्मांड की।